Cheating wife story, Raleigh betrayal. Wife's lover ran a Ponzi empire, I ended it. If this story grabs you, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to Viora for more raw, real dramas that hit like a freight train. This is Viora, where vows crack, where truth cuts. My story begins now. My wife strutted into our divorce hearing, pregnant, swearing it was mine. She thought it'd lock in my fortune. I had proof it wasn't. But the real bomb was who the father was. When I unleashed that truth in court, her lies shattered. That was the moment I reclaimed my soul. I'm Owen Preston. 46, a software engineer running Preston Tech Solutions in Raleigh, North Carolina. I've built a steady empire, 6 figures, reliable contracts, a team that calls me boss with respect. Not a Silicon Valley titan, just solid earned through late nights and clean code. Audrey, my wife, was my fire. 7 years younger, with a laugh that could melt steel and a charisma that closed deals. We met at a Raleigh Tech Summit, her pitching marketing strategies, me debugging a client's app in the corner. I was hooked, tripping over words. She grinned, took my arm, and 10 months later we were married under Carolina pines, her dad raising bourbon to our future. No kids, just us, a sleek ranch house with a view, a golden retriever named Max, and a life I thought was bulletproof. I coded hard secured contracts, paid the mortgage, the Tesla, Audrey's MBA loans, even her mom's condo fees. She ran marketing for a startup. Her posts glossy, her ambition fierce. I thought we were partners, building a legacy. Her family, her mom Lorraine and brother Ethan, never took to me. Lorraine scoffed at my cubicle life. Ethan smirked at my nerd vibe. I ignored it for Audrey, for love for the dream we shared. The fracture crept in like a bug in clean code. Audrey's warmth dimmed. Her kisses were fleeting, her eyes glued to her phone. She'd snap over nothing my late nights. Max's fur on her designer throws my coffee mugs cluttering her sink. Her phone was a fortress, always locked, buzzing at 2 a.m. Just a client, she'd say, dodging my gaze. I was on the road a lot, pitching software in Atlanta, Charlotte, D.C., sealing deals for banks, hospitals. She'd text, sweet as honey. Love you, Owen. Hurry home. I'd smile, send a reply. Keep grinding. But her texts grew curt, her voice icy on calls. New jewelry, sparkled handbags I didn't buy, late nights. She called strategy sessions. I trusted her, figured it was her chasing the spotlight. Kept coding, kept loving, kept believing. The truth hit like a system crash. I was syncing her laptop to a new server, fixing a crashed design app, when a text flashed from Mitchell Clayton, my old college roommate, now a venture capitalist with a shark's grin. Miss you, babe, he wrote. Owen's gone Friday. My penthouse. My heart stopped. Hands trembling. I dug deeper, emails, 6 months of them, flirty, intimate. Her mocking my predictable life. Photos attached, Audrey and Mitchell cozy at a rooftop bar. Her lips brushing his cheek, his hand on her waist. I didn't scream, save the thread to a drive printed. It sat in the dark. Whiskey burning my throat. My marriage, my trust, my world obliterated. I didn't confront her. Not yet. I hired Jack Reed, a PIX cop with eyes like steel. Track them, I said, handing over the emails, photos. Everything, money, meetings, lies. Jack nodded, voice low. How far? I met his eyes, steady. To the bottom, he didn't blink. Give me 72 hours. I froze our joint accounts, moved my business funds to a new bank, locked Audrey out. She didn't notice, too busy with Mitchell, her Instagram flaunting trips to Miami. Aspen, places I didn't fund. Audrey came home at 1 a.m. All charm, perfume sharp. Good day, I asked, petting Mac's voice, even. She nodded, breezy, just a pitch. I checked her phone's GPS later. Mitchell's penthouse, 3 hours. Jack's first report landed like a punch. Mitchell's been with her for 8 months. Hotels, dinners. Your money. $18,000 labeled. Consulting fees. Photos followed Audrey and Mitchell arm in arm at a yacht club. Her kissing him in a hotel lobby. I gripped my desk, jaw tight. My wife wasn't just cheating. She was draining me. I called Diane Holt, my lawyer, a courtroom predator with a knack for traps. Divorce, I said, sliding bank records across her desk, and full control house business. Max. Diane scanned the deeds, all in my name, my sweat. You're ironclad. She said, eyeing Jack's photos. She's been sloppy. Fraud's a bonus, I nodded. Calm. Add it and alimony, she'll push for it. Diane's pen moved fast. She'll get nothing if we play this right. I kept quiet, watched Audrey from a distance. She texted, all sugar. Miss you, babe. Busy week, I replied. Vague, swamped, Jack tracked her more nights at Mitchell's weekend work trips to his lake house. I planted a tracker on her car linked to my app, caught her at a spa, Mitchell's hand on her back, her laugh echoing. My blood boiled, but I stayed sharp, methodical. The divorce filing was surgical. Audrey didn't fight, just smirked packing bags. "You're too safe, Owen," she said. Heels clicking, I need more, I didn't bite. Let her leave, kept Max the house, my dignity. She filed for alimony, a massive sum, claiming financial distress. Jack's next report was a gut punch. "She's pregnant," he said, tossing clinic photos. Audrey Mitchell, ultrasound in hand. "She's saying it's yours." My stomach dropped. Whiskey glass sweating in my hand. Pregnant. I didn't flinch. Ordered a paternity test. Discreet used a hair from her brush, a cup she'd left. Sent it to a lab, expedited. Diane prepped the case bank records. Jack's photos. My deeds. "If it's not yours," she said, "she's got no leverage." I nodded calm. "It's not." Jack dug deeper. "Mitchell's the father, been with her. No one else, she's playing the baby card for a payout." I leaned back, rain smearing my office window. "Get me proof," I said. Jack grinned. "Already got it." The first twist hit like a rogue algorithm. Jack called voice low Mitchell's. Not just a VC. He said, sliding a file, he's running a Ponzi scheme, fake startups, bilking investors. Audrey's been laundering money, $25,000 your savings through her startup. I stared at the evidence, wire transfers. Shell companies, her signature on every deal. "Audrey's role?" I asked, voice steady. Jack shrugged. "Signs the contracts, charms his marks. She's his front." My chest burned. This wasn't just a cheating wife story, it was a financial conspiracy, and my wife was his accomplice. I set a trap. Cold, unfroze one account, let Audrey think it was clear. She pulled $7,000, wired it to Mitchell's fund. Jack traced it offshore, vanished. I didn't confront her. "Sent the wire to Diane, ad fraud, money laundering," I said. She nodded, eyes gleaming. "You're dismantling her. Owen Court's gonna love this." I kept silent. Watched Audrey's posts. Paris diamonds. Mitchell's shadow in every frame. The divorce hearing was days away, and I was armed with truth, ready to torch their lies. Mitchell's shadow in Audrey's Maldives posts was a slap his arm around her, a knife in my chest. She thought her pregnancy lie would chain me to her in court, but I held the paternity test. Her bank wires, their scams in my grip. They weren't just stealing my life, they were coding a criminal empire, and I was ready to pull the plug. I stayed in. Raleigh kept my distance from Audrey, my loft a fortress of glowing monitors and stacked files. She texted, voice dripping sugar. "Owen, let's settle before the hearing for old time's sake," I replied. "Sharp lawyers talk now." She didn't know I was tracking her car's GPS, pinging Mitchell's penthouse, her Instagram flaunting jewels. My money never bought. Max, my retriever, lay at my feet, sensing my resolve. I wasn't the boring husband she laughed at anymore. I was a force, every bite of their lies, my ammunition. I called Diane Holt, my lawyer, at sunrise, Raleigh's skyline glinting through my window. "Audrey's gunning for alimony," I said, uploading Jack's latest wire transfers, $40,000 funneled to Mitchell's Ponzi scheme labeled project fees. Diane scanned the files, my deeds spread across her desk. "She's got no ground," she said, eyes like blades. "Your business, house, assets, all locked in your name. The paternity test kills her baby claim." I slid the lab report across. "Not mine." Diane's grin was feral. "She's done. What's next?" I leaned forward, voice steady. "Mitchell's investors, his partners." "Tear it apart." Diane's pen raced. "You're going for the throat, Owen. I'm in." I met Jack Reed, my PI, at a warehouse lot. His laptop open, files piled like a battle plan. "Mitchell's scam is a beast," he said, tossing a flash drive. "Fake startups, offshore accounts. $75 million in play. Audrey's laundered $45,000 your savings through her startup." I flipped through the evidence, bank wires, shell companies, her signature on every contract, her smile and investor photos. My jaw clenched. Coffee cold, Audrey's role. Jack's eyes narrowed. "She's his closer, wines and dines, marks, moves, cash, seals, deals. She's his star." My chest burned. This wasn't just a cheating wife story, it was a corporate heist. And my wife was their front woman. I dug deeper, tracked Mitchell's investors. I told Jack, Rain drumming the lot's gravel. And Audrey's family, Lorraine, Ethan. All of them. Jack nodded, fingers flying. Lorraine's been hosting Mitchell's pitch dinners, playing socialite. Ethan's recruiting tech bros, taking 10% per deal. I gripped my thermos, mind racing. Audrey's family wasn't just complicit, they were the scaffold of this scam. "Get me hard proof," I said. Jack smirked. I breathed this stuff. I watched Audrey live. Her car tracker showed nights at Mitchell's weekend work trips to his lake house. I planted a mic in her purse, discreet link to my app. Caught her on a call. Owen's out of his depth, Mitch. The hearing's ours. Mitchell's voice smug. Pregnancy plays perfect, he'll fold. My blood boiled, but I stayed ice-cold, methodical. I checked our old joint account, another $15,000 gone wired to a consulting firm. Jack traced it. Mitchell's Cayman shell. I locked her out, rerouted my business funds to a new bank, firewalled my empire. I hired a second PI, Lisa Grant, a cyber forensics guru. Jack endorsed, follow the money, I said, handing over Audrey's bank records, Lorraine's accounts, Ethan's deals. Every cent. Lisa's eyes gleamed. This is a RICO case, Owen Mitchell's Ponzi, Audrey's wires, Lorraine's dinners. It's a syndicate begging to burn. I nodded, calm. Keep my name out. She grinned. You're invisible. The first twist hit like a code injection. Lisa called, voice low. Lorraine's not just hosting, she said. She's Mitchell's silent partner. Bankrolled his first fund a decade ago before your wedding. Takes 30% of his profits. I stared at my monitors. Audrey's car parked at Mitchell's. Audrey knows. Lisa paused. She's been at their boardroom dinners. Owen Lorraine's been nudging her to Mitchell since your fight started. My blood roared. Lorraine, who'd sneered at my desk job at our engagement party, had scripted Audrey's betrayal. Get more, I said. Lisa didn't flinch. Got it? I confronted Ethan at his startup's loft, all neon and ping-pong tables. His charm fading when he saw me. Owen, what's this? He said, voice tight. I dropped a photo on his desk. Ethan, Mitchell, Lorraine at a fun pitch, grins sharp. You're scamming me. I said, voice low, with your mom and Mitchell. His face drained. It's just deals, he stammered. I stepped closer. It's my life. Stop or I torch it. He froze silent. I walked out. His team's chatter fading behind me. Audrey called, voice sunny. Owen, let's settle out of court. It's better for us. I played dumb, petting Max. Steady settle. She hesitated. Fair terms. I checked the mic. She'd called Mitchell. Owens, probing. Watch your back. I poured a whiskey, mind sharp as a blade. She was guarding a con man. Her family, his engine. Lisa's next report was a landmine. Mitchell's running a crypto scam, she said, handing me a drive. Fake investment pools tied to his Ponzi, Audrey's startup. Your $45,000 funded it. I scanned the evidence, blockchain transfers, dummy wallets, $50,000 total. Audrey's role? I asked, voice even. Lisa shrugged. Signed the contracts, pitched to crypto whales, she's all in. My stomach twisted. Audrey wasn't a bystander. She was a kingpin, and I'd financed her rise. I set a trap, surgical. Told Audrey the bank restored her account, gave her a dummy card wired to my app. She used it fast. $10,000 to a vendor. Lisa traced it. Mitchell's crypto pool. I didn't confront her. Sent the transaction to Diane. Ad. Money laundering. I said. She nodded. You're building a skyscraper of evidence. Owen, Feds'll love this. The second twist was a wildfire. Jack called, urgent. Mitchell's got a silent investor. Senator Claire Vaughn buries SEC probes, fast-tracks his deals. Vaughn was at Lorraine's gala last night. I stared at the photo. Vaughn clinking glasses with Lorraine. Audrey serving hors d'oeuvres. My wife's family hosting a corrupt senator with my stolen money proof. I asked. Jack grinned. Got her emails, wiretaps. She's filthy. I dug deeper. Met my sister Claire at a Raleigh brewery away from Audrey's orbit. She hugged me, eyes fierce. I saw Audrey with Mitchell, she said, sliding me a USB drive. Caught them at his lake house arguing. She dropped this. I plugged it in. Audrey's voice frantic. Mitch, if Owen finds the crypto, we're cooked. Mitchell's smug. He's a nerd, not a threat. My fists clenched. Claire gripped my arm. End her, Owen. My sister, my anchor. The third twist came from Lisa. Lorraine's got a second scam, she said, tossing a file. Fake charity tied to Mitchell's crypto. Audrey's startup funneled donations, $25,000, all dirty. I stared at the evidence, tax filings, donor lists. Audrey's signature. Audrey's role. Lisa shrugged. Signed the forms, hosted donor galas. She's complicit. My ex entangled in a web of fraud. Her family, the Weavers. I struck back, calculated. Sent Claire's drive to Diane. Feds need this, I texted. She replied, this buries Mitchell. Lorraine. Vaughn. Audrey's a witness or a target. I leaked Vaughn's wiretaps to a national outlet, anonymous Raleigh senator tied to Ponzi. The headline screamed, Mitchell's investors fled. Ethan's startup tanked. Lorraine's socialite circle crumbled. Audrey texted, voice cracking. "Owen, why's the news attacking Mitch?" I replied. "Ask your mom." The fourth twist hit at a tech conference I was keynoting, pitching my software when Mitchell walked in. All swagger, pitching his fund. He saw me, smirked. "Owen's still coding while I win." I smiled cold and played a mic clip to the room. Mitchell bragging about his Ponzi. The crowd gasped. Investors walked out. Mitchell's face fell as pitch dead. I kept speaking. Deal sealed. He thought he'd rattled me. He didn't know I was rewriting his endgame. I wasn't the man Audrey mocked anymore. I was iron, precise, relentless, unstoppable. Her lies, Lorraine's schemes. Mitchell's scams. They'd built a fragile tower. I was the quake and their foundation was crumbling. The feds tore through Raleigh like a digital storm, and the city felt the crash. I stood in Preston Tech Solutions. My office screens flickering as the TV roared. Venture capitalist senator snared in Ponzi bust. Mitchell Clayton's face, once slick now pale in cuffs, dominated the news. Lorraine, Audrey's mom, followed her socialite poise, shattered. Led away in a crumpled blazer, Ethan, Audrey's brother, was tagged as a cooperating witness. His photo, grim, jaw tight. Audrey's name lingered, a glitch in the chaos. I set my coffee down. Breath steady rain slashing the windows. This wasn't the endgame. It was the reboot, and I was the one rewriting the code. Audrey showed up at my loft at twilight, eyes red, clutching a designer bag like a shield. "Owen, you ruined everything." She whispered, a newspaper trembling in her hand. Mitchell's arrest blaring on the front page. I leaned against the counter, arms crossed, calm as steel. "You ruined us," I said, nodding at her phone, buzzing with panic. Her face collapsed, tears streaming. I didn't know it was this deep. I slid divorce papers across the counter, pen glinting. "You laundered their money, lied about a baby sign." She scanned the terms. "No house, no alimony, no max." "You can't," she choked, shaking. I tossed a folder beside it, her bank wires, $55,000. Mitchell's crypto scam, Lorraine's charity fraud. "You're a criminal's front sign or the feds get this." Her hand trembled as she signed, sobs breaking her. She fled, bag slipping, door slamming. I poured a whiskey neat and stared at Max's leash on the wall. "My dog, my life, my fight." I called Diane Holt, my lawyer at midnight. "Feds have Lorraine's accounts," she said, voice sharp. "Your tip?" "Mitchell's Ponzi. Ethan's clients, Vaughn's wiretaps. It's a RICO case. Audrey's wires are trouble. She testifies, she walks. She doesn't, she's looking at fraud, maybe 9 years." I gripped the phone. Raleigh's skyline dark outside. "She's out of my world," I said. Diane didn't hesitate. "Legally, she's still linked to you. Feds are eyeing your business. $55,000 drained. They're checking for complicity." My jaw clenched. "I'm clean." Diane's tone hardened. "Prove it. Get Audrey to talk or find something bigger." I met Jack Reed, my PI, at a shuttered factory. His laptop glowing, files stacked. "Mitchell's desperate," he said, sliding a USB drive. "Moving assets to Dubai, fake IDs ready." Ethan's flipped, "But Audrey's the key. She's been recording Mitchell." I plugged in the drive. Heart pounding. Audrey's voice shaky. "Mitch, this Ponzi's collapsing. I'm done." Mitchell cold. "You're not done, Audrey, you're mine." My fists clenched. She wasn't his lover, she was his hostage, taping him to survive for herself. For me, I didn't care. I sent the drive to Diane anonymous. "Feds will bury Mitchell with this," she said. "But Lorraine's trust ties Audrey to the scheme. She needs to testify." I reclaimed my ground. Stayed in my loft, packed Max's toys, my old college hoodie. Told Audrey I was on a project, let her stew. She texted, voice soft. "Owen, can we talk?" I didn't reply. Let her choke on her lies. I hit the gym, trained with a kickboxer. All grit, lifted heavy, ran hard. Rebuilt the man. Mitchell mocked. My team noticed, nodded respect. "Boss is a beast," one said. I didn't smile. Just coded. The first twist hit like a backdoor exploit. Lisa Grant, my cyber PI, called. "Audrey's been feeding the feds undercover." She said started when she found Mitchell's Ponzi list. She's been leaking his Dubai plans, investor names. I froze, whiskey glass sweating. "Undercover." Lisa's voice was steady. "She's scared. Owen wants to save herself, but Lorraine's network knows she's talking." My blood ran cold. Audrey, a double agent, a target. I didn't trust her, but I needed her alive for the truth. I met my sister Claire at a Raleigh park, dusk, away from Audrey's reach. She hugged me, eyes fierce. "I saw Audrey with Mitchell," she said, handing me a flash drive. "Caught them at his penthouse fighting." She dropped this. I plugged it in. Audrey's voice panicked Mitch Lorraine's onto me. If I talk, I'm finished. Mitchell smug. Then don't talk, babe. My stomach churned. Audrey was in deeper than I'd thought, her own mother a threat. I sent the drive to Diane Feds. Need this, I texted. She replied. This nails Mitchell Lorraine Vaughn. Audrey's their star witness now. I went to Audrey unannounced at Lorraine's mansion. Lorraine opened the door, sneered. You're not welcome, Owen. I pushed past. Found Audrey in the study, eyes. Read Max's old toy in her hand. Talk to the feds, I said, voice low. You're not safe. She shook her head, tears falling. I'm trying, Owen. I never meant I cut her off. You chose Mitchell, save yourself. She nodded, trembling. I left Lorraine's curses trailing Max's toy, a ghost in my mind. The second twist was a system crash. Jack called urgent. Mitchell's network goes deeper. A dirty DA, Paul Mercer, on payroll. He's been burying Mitchell's fraud probes, even a hit. I gripped my desk knuckles white, a hit. Jack's tone was grim. Investor who threatened to talk stage car crash. Audrey's recordings caught Mitchell bragging. My hands shook. Audrey had loved a killer, her family bankrolling him with my money. I sent Jack's evidence to Diane. Anonymous feds will flip Mercer with this, she said. But Audrey's in danger. Lorraine's crew wants her silent. The third twist came from Claire. I hacked Audrey's laptop, she said, handing me a USB stick. She's been emailing Ethan's ex, Rachel, a startup CFO, always at Lorraine's galas. Emails loaded Rachel to Audrey. Mitchell's running Dubai tomorrow. Come with us. Audrey's reply. I can't, I owe Owen. My heart raced. Audrey was torn, but Rachel was pushing her to flee. I sent the emails to Diane. Feds need to move. I texted. She replied. They're on it. Mitchell's jets grounded. I went public. Surgical leaked Mercer's payoffs and Lorraine's trust to a national outlet. Anonymous Raleigh DA family tied to murder. The headline roared. Lorraine's allies fled. Mitchell's firm collapsed. Social media erupted. Investors outing his scams. Locals naming Vaughn's bribes. Rachel's CFO role exposed. I didn't post, just watched whiskey warm as their empire burned. The power shift came at a Raleigh tech gala. Black tie elite packed in. I was their new suit. Preston Tech's logo on the program. Mitchell walked in, out on bail, arm around a new woman. Smirk sharp. Audrey trailed, head low. Dress plain. Lorraine followed, eyes darting. The room hushed, sensing blood. Mitchell approached, voice booming. Owen still coding while I run this city. I stood calm, voice clear. City's done with you, Mitchell. Feds have your hit list. Murmurs rippled. I played Audrey's recording, Mitchell's voice bragging about the investor's crash. The crowd gasped. Mitchell's face twisted. You're finished, he hissed. Lunging, I sidestepped security, tackling him. Audrey stared, tears streaming. Lorraine fled, head low. I sipped my whiskey, steady. The gala was mine. The fourth twist hit days later. Lisa called. Rachel's been running a side scam. She said fake startup grants tied to Mitchell's Ponzi. Audrey's firm funneled the cash. I stared, heart pounding. Rachel, the family friend, was a player, not a bystander. I leaked Rachel's grant docs to the press. Anonymous, Raleigh startup fraud exposed. The story ran. Rachel's career tanked, her social circle dust. The fifth twist was quieter, sharper. Jack found a ledger Lorraine's hidden in a safe deposit box. It listed payoffs, clients, even a second hit. A whistleblower. Mitchell silenced Audrey's recordings, tied Lorraine to the order. I sent it to the feds. Anonymous. This buries them all. Diane said Audrey's testimony seals it. The trial was a maelstrom. I watched clips online. Ethan testified, voice trembling, naming Mitchell's scams. Lorraine's payouts, Rachel's grants. Audrey took the stand, steady, her recordings. The hammer, Mitchell's voice. Lorraine's orders, Mercer's cover-ups. Mercer flipped, spilling everything. Mitchell got 30 years, racketeering, fraud. Manslaughter, Lorraine 20. Ethan 5, probation. Rachel 7. Audrey walked, her testimony, her shield. The house was mine. Business untouched. Max by my side. I expected relief. Felt hollow. Drove to the house, now for sale. One last time. Stood in the kitchen. Max's leash in hand. Rain soaking my boots. Memories flashed. Audrey's laugh, our first dance, Max's puppy barks, all lies. I left. Raleigh's lights blurred, my heart heavy but free. The final twist was a letter. No sender at my loft. Audrey's handwriting. Owen, I'm gone. I saved myself, but I lost you. Forgive me. Inside a locket, our wedding photo. Her smile, soft, mine, real. A check $70,000 her startup scraps, and Claire's note, "You're the strongest man I know." I stared throat tight. Didn't cash the check. Donated it to a tech scholarship. Audrey's guilt wasn't my weight. Claire's faith was my armor. I rebuilt Loft's home business, booming new contracts nationwide. I walk Max daily, mentor startups. Met Sarah, a data analyst, grounded, no shadows. We're slow beers, hikes. Truth, Mitchell's caged. Lorraine's dust. Ethan's silent, Rachel's gone. Audrey's a whisper somewhere starting over. Did I reclaim my life or build a new one? Betrayal breaks, but grit rebuilds stronger. Like what you heard. Hit that like button, share your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe to Viora because the next story might just be your favorite one yet.